Hi, I'm Celeste. I'm shooting this video about Formula One and intellectual property. Actually, Formula One being one of the driving forces behind intellectual property. The noise you hear in the background is the actual sea. Let me show you. Isn't that an amazing expanse of water? And actually, in the neighboring town, there are dolphins playing from time to time. So, yeah. I am sat on this huge slab of rock. And I'm wearing my hat so that I don't get my eyes too watery from the beautiful sun that's out in force today. Alright, so, and the wobbly camera is obviously because I'm holding my phone. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to sit here and talk to you, because bringing my laptop with me would be too cumbersome, I think. What they do in Formula One is that they innovate an awful lot all the time. Let's back up a bit. So there are 4 types of intellectual property connected, as far as I know. There can be more, but I'm just only going into the 4 of them. And I may not be going into detail with all 4 because some of them are not my area of expertise, just so you know. I'm very much into trademarks and copyrights. So one of the intellectual properties that are connected to Formula One is, of course, the trademarks of the car manufacturers. There are patents, trade secrets and copyrights. So let's skip on from trademarks, which is one of my favorite subjects. But let's go on to patents. Because obviously, yes, they innovate an awful lot, which is something that we all benefit from in our... this is so difficult, I can't figure out how to hold this phone. Anyway, I don't have a selfie stick or anything like that. And they do file patents, obviously. They just don't do it every single time they innovate, because that would take too much time. They have a sport to keep running, and infringements would also take too much time. They do fight infringement and they have teams handling that for them. I think there's a helicopter somewhere, if you can hear that. I can't see it, but I can definitely hear it. Isn't that typical? When you're filming something has to happen. Or maybe it's an airplane, I don't know, it doesn't matter. And yeah, so they have teams that are dedicated to that, obviously. And what they also rely quite heavily on are trade secrets. And that is not one of my specialist areas, so I'm just going to skip along and talk about copyrights. Because obviously once you've written something and it's got your thumbprint to it, then it can be copyrighted. In certain countries you can actually register copyrights. In my old country, Denmark, you didn't need to do that. But you can do that in the US, I know, and in England. You don't have to do it. And it's not nearly as good a protection as, say, a patent or a trademark. So those are the things that they do to protect themselves. And in case of infringements, there is within the sport a get out of jail card. Well, not just one, but there are get out of jail cards available so that they can keep the sport running, which is obviously one of their objectives. So, you know, it's not just companies like Apple and Samsung and what have you that protect their intellectual property. There are actually quite a few out there that do that. So my advice to you is think about what kind of intellectual property you have, and then contact someone. It could be me, it could be somebody else. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be me. But contact somebody and see what can be done to protect your intellectual property. Anyway, enough for today. Over and out. Bye.